You're very busy. You got to go to the post office. Don't do it. Stop wasting your time like that when you can use Stamps.com to get postage right from your desk. Stamps.com, buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or pack. Don't fast forward over this. I'm telling you something. It's going to be over in 60 seconds. You can't have 60 seconds? You can't wait? Please. I do a lot of favors for you, don't I? Buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your own computer and printer. Get everything from stamps to shipping labels the instant you need it 24/7. Then just hand your mail to your letter carrier. You will never have to go to the post office again. I use Stamps.com. I am telling you guys, you should use Stamps.com. It's awesome. Right now, special offer when you use my last name, Mohr, M-O-H-R, no risk trial, $110 bonus offer that includes a digital scale and up to $55 free postage. Don't wait, you guys. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Mohr, M-O-H-R. That's Stamps.com, Mohr. See? Wasn't that nice?
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game change.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
All right, Ty Pennington's here, and he's doing Tech Talk with Angie. What are you guys doing? You're supposed to be...
I collect a lot of old tech stuff when it comes to like music and stuff. So I'm like, wait, hey, is that an 8-track? Ooh, can you run that into your computer? Is it old? So it's anything that I haven't seen before. I want to know what it is.
Well, maybe you haven't seen this before because it's not old. It's new stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
And why would you collect new tech stuff?
Because the new stuff works.
You're a fixer.
Kinda. I'm a collector of many things. Some get fixed. Some just look nice.
Extreme Makeover Home Edition. You, my man, you've been on Oprah,
right? Not in private, but yes, publicly.
You actually, wow. I didn't expect you to be this funny. You were just on the radio show with me in the last segment, and you were landing some home runs. Though I didn't know you were going to be this funny, Ty.
Well, I don't know if you. I don't know. I have a sense of humor. Yes, I enjoy the laughter in life.
The first time you said, I'm going to go back. You're a fixer. Now, you're obviously great with woodworking. You're Christ-like in your ability to work with wood.
Yes, but I don't wear sandals.
No, not ever?
Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
If it's a sponsor?
On a sweaty day. But I learned my lesson wearing sandals when a sheet of MDF density fiberboard, which means it's heavy, came sliding off a tent on a Trading Spacey show and landed right on my big toe. The amount of pressure that went right to that big nail was incredible. So I had to take a drill with a 1/16 bit, drill through my nail until the burst and pressure came out. Yeah, so that's the last time I wore sandals on a work site.
I wore sandals once to the Laugh Factory. We talked about this when Ralphie May was on the podcast, and this Vato came in. I had my dog with me for some reason, and he just walked in. He was drunk. He kicked my dog in the face.
Oh, my gosh.
So me and this guy get into it, and he's with 5 people from the crew, and it got completely settled, and I said, yeah, fuck you, and you're set. And when I said set, all the people with him that were dragging him out went, what? And they all came piling in. Ralphie May, bless his heart, the only comedian that actually was throwing alongside with me. Not a physical specimen. So we're throwing and throwing and throwing. And at one point, the guy was on PCP. I left that part out so he wouldn't go down.
Oh, my God.
It became like a horror movie. We punched him from his chin to his forehead for 30 straight minutes, and he just would not go down. Finally, he falls down. He gets tangled up in the valet ropes. And I realized, I can just kick his knees in on the floor right now in the cement, and he won't be able to stand up. Flip-flops.
Oh, right. Yeah,
I've never worn them since.
Yeah.
If I had a nice pair of shoes on, a nice pair of Jordans, crack.
Yeah, that's what people don't realize about the movie 300 is that it was a bunch of guys in sandals, and And that's got to be tough when you go back and go, yeah, we really got our butts kicked, man. It was tough. There were a bunch of guys in sandals.
If you listen to just the soundtrack, you hear charge, flip, 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 flap, flip, flap, flip, flap. All right, hold up, flip, flap, flip, flap, flap. Are you a fixer in real life, like with relationships? Do you meet like damaged chicks and try to build them back to how
Absolutely. I'm great with everybody else's problems. I mean, that's just a fact. I'm really good at it.
Real? Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
So, because a lot of women meet guys that are weird and they try to fix them. Like, that's their whole gig. So, but I don't believe you're meeting, like, damaged chicks, like strippers on the day shift.
No.
With, like, cesarean scars.
I just meant I'm good at solving everybody else's problems. I mean, it's just that my mom's a psychologist. You know what I mean? She's a family therapist. But who would have guessed that she would end up dating somebody bipolar? You see what I mean? They can help other people's problems.
Your dad's bipolar.
No.
You just said your mom's a psychiatrist.
Yes.
And who would have guessed that she'd wind up dating somebody?
Well, only briefly. But
okay.
My point is, but neither one of them were my dad's. Long story, I don't know if we have that much time.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's a lot. But yes, clearly. But yeah, I'm pretty good fixing other people's problems.
Were you always, as a kid, and I'll get through the bullshit questions and we'll just have fun, but it interests me because when I watch the show, I think to myself, at what age, like comedy, you're born a comic, and you were born, like you like to fix stuff and build, obviously, but what was the first drop in the bucket when somebody said, hey, fix this on TV and you'll get a check?
Well, that's what's interesting, is that, the first time that I realized I may have a gift was I started destroying a bunch of things in the house, like, just really destroying furniture and stuff until my mom threw me out of the house and said, dude, get it out of your system. Don't come back until you do.
Restoring or destroying?
Destroying. I was good at breaking things, really. That was really a great gift, and which was great that I also turned into a television show where we demolish a house. But what's interesting is one of the first things I did in my neighborhood is I wanted to build a tree for it, but I didn't want to just build a single story. I wanted to do a 3-story with a deck up top. I was at the age of 9. So I bartered comic books, like really good ones, like X-Men and Plastic Man, all the stuff that you can really get these days. And so the kids traded like their tools. They brought their dad's tools over. And so I got labor and tools and basically the community to donate their time, which interestingly enough would turn into the show that I did later on. But
when you want a 3-story treehouse.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like you're a fix-it guy or the other people might go, oh, apparently he's gay. He wants to put a veranda on the treehouse.
Oh,
Watch out for the Pennington boy. How long are you going to be over there? Will there be adult supervision? Because he's the one with the 3-story treehouse.
Oh, and he's using
a John Barrymore bathrobe and a cigarette holder at 9. Come on up to my treehouse, Henry.
Oh, that's funny. But yes, I also have a little bit of design skills. So maybe that's what it is, Maybe I cross all borders. But yes.
I wish I had design skills. People don't realize how educated and smart you have to be, the design angle of what you do. If you go to a wedding camp, just play along.
I'm trying.
If you go, when I got my wedding cake done, those were people that had degrees, masters in fine arts, to make wedding cakes, and they're working at a place that makes wedding cakes. You not a college guy? Are you a college graduate?
I'm a doctorate. I'm actually a doctor, but that's a whole nother thing.
Honorary or like Bill Cosby, like old, getting one from Temple, or are you a real one?
No, the Savannah College of Art has actually, I did a speech there and did I'm on the board of the Savannah College of Art and Design. Really good school, but it's awesome. They made me a doctor. I'm like, no way, that's awesome. So I've gone.
We're speaking with Dr.
Dr. Ty Pennington.
You may have seen him in Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
I figured out a way to learn as much as I needed to learn without having to pay too much in tuition in art school. And I also snuck into other really good art schools to use their equipment, and then snuck out. And but I mean, I went to the Art Institute. I also went to like the Atlanta College of Art, but I just went in long enough to get a degree and then get in the door of graphic design firms, and then from there I just got right into the field. I've always figured out a way to just finagle my way into the job.
It's almost like being a really smart sessions musician. You learn from the greats, and then you go start your own band with all the things you cherry picked from playing with Steve Vai and Mick Taylor and all those guys. Nice. And then you're like, all right, I'll play my own band now.
Well, look at Jimmy. I mean, that's exactly right. But and I could be either Jimmy. But yeah, for me, I mean, I clearly was. I remember I was working at a graphic design firm, and and I was doing really well. Like, it's funny. I was supposed to be doing all the mechanical, like really grunge work, and I was horrible at that. And then they were like, God, you are really bad. Here, give me those. And like, you take this. And I had to do the creative end. Like, they needed like a new look for the Paramount or something like that. And I came up with it in seconds. And then I said, you can change out your overlays. And she's like, wait, so I can charge the client 3 times and all I have to do is change out that? And I said, yeah, that was the idea. And she's like, okay, here's your next project. So I realized that, I was good at something. But my point is that it was it's one of those things when they ask me, they're like, hey, look, you're freelance. We're going to try you out at, full time. And that lasted 2 weeks. I don't do well in 9 to 5. I figured that out. And so
you're like a comic.
Yeah, I guess so. I've always been self-employed.
Let me go in for an hour, be the headliner. Everyone thinks I'm the shit. Let me go to bed, sleep late. I'll be back. What, you want to do another show tomorrow night? I'll tell you what, tomorrow night we'll do 2 shows, but let me go home afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
You were a Georgia guy?
Yeah, born and raised in Atlanta.
You ever met Paula Deen? Hi, y'all.
Yes.
I'm Paula Deen.
I have.
I'm dying of diabetes because I ate too much butter. That wasn't very nice.
I love me some Paula Deen.
I love her too.
Yeah. I would actually.
I even like her sons.
I would brown her in butter. I would just if there was a big enough skillet, I would.
Is that a niche that I should be?
No.
Oh, brown, like the cooking.
Yeah, just give her a little bit of a, just a little braising.
You would braise Paula Deen in butter.
Just a little bit.
That would make her very happy. She loves the butter. I love her show that she does it from her house. And for a little while, she was trying to do like the Tonight Show. And it was great. It was like a live Paula Deen show from her house. And she would have like big guests. Like Molly Shannon would promote a movie from Saturday Night Live, and she'd come out, and there was like every housewife from Savannah was in like Paula Deen's house. If I could do a talk show from my house, I know we do the podcast obviously, but if I could take over for Jimmy Fallon and just do it from my house and have my friends over and have all my sons do my cooking for me,
it'd be awesome. Yeah,
she's outsourcing within her own family. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, well I met her family there. Like we went to a restaurant. We surprised a family in Savannah, and she was there. And I mean, wow, it was a lot, but I mean. The woman can cook. You're definitely going to feel it.
And she's the real deal. Like, she's not a phony. She's really that cool.
Yes. Yes. Well, she's really Paula Deen.
Are you a big... Yes, it's on her driver's license. Have you met other Food Network people? I got a funny... Here's why. Because I got a funny feeling like the barefoot Contessa, if you met her in real life, you'd be like, oh, that was terrible. That was so awkward and uncomfortable. I do a whole thing in my act about... She looks like someone took a ball gag out of her mouth and said, you got your own show. If you fuck it up, you go right back into the leather hood with the zipper.
Oh, my God.
Because the whole show, she's like, don't tell Jeffrey and don't have too much fun without me. But she looks in the camera like if you really pay attention in the middle of the day, she's like, please don't have too much fun without me, for real. How bad could that be? Make a chicken and a man shows up. Next 3 of my gay friends, the hottest one is TR. They'll all be coming over. And don't get me started on my omelet party. I just think if you met her in real life, you'd come away with it unsatisfied. Paula Deen, I think you get the full Paula Deen experience.
Yeah, well, I like people that are. I mean, I do find human beings that are slightly eccentric and a little bit. They just push the envelope farther than it should be. I meant just like in their presence. You know what I mean? I think some people do that just so that you remember they're there, and I do appreciate that. But I also want my distance. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, but why would you? But if you're only meeting her for like a day.
Oh, I'll take as much of that as I can get.
Yeah, you don't need your distance then.
No, not at all.
You embrace all that
absolutely.
is the Paula Deen.
I would actually get really close to them and talk to them like this all day.
And then when no one's looking, you give her a little kiss and you go, you know what the fuck that's for. Don't make a fucking animal out of me. Listen. And she goes, what? You go, shoo, and you grab her arm so hard, you put that little thumb bruise on her bicep, and you go, you shut your mouth.
And I'd say, don't have too much fun without me.
Yes. And she'd go, oh, wait a minute. And then you wink and walk out. Because she knows you're doing somebody else's tag. You got it all figured out, Ty Pennington. Have you ever had a project on Extreme Makeover Home Edition that really was not going to be finished on time, and you guys sort of fudged production to make it look like it got done on time?
Oh, more than once. But
more than once meaning like 40? You said no. Oh my God, like 2 times, JJ.
No, for most of the time, for just about all of them. But there's a few. There's one down in New Orleans that we had a builder who basically sort of decided to hold us ransom. Us big Hollywood types, and we were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah," and it's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be finished, and you're going to have to pay me to come back and finish this." And we were like, Oh, no. And so it was
you don't know how a network works,
yeah,
bro.
and it was the only show that we ever go around and showing like how shoddy the work was. And I remember a good friend. Yeah, I mean that never
good.
happens.
No, that's great.
Yeah, I was
Just
like,
to shove it up
oh,
your
the
desk?
family's gonna love this. And I was like, man, this is awesome because you could really like. Because that's never happened to us before, but it was rough and it rained like we were right next to the levee. And this is way before Katrina. This is like way back in the day. And anyway, but yeah, things went horribly wrong. And then we realized not only are we like dog tired now, but we have to rally and figure out a way to pull it off. So we called in people from all over the state to come in and help us. But yeah. Yeah, things have been horribly wrong, and then we call the family and say, hey, guys, I hope you're enjoying your time. Guess what? You're going to have 3 more days. But actually, it was always only 1, but we pulled it off.
Do you spin it like, you know what? You guys have been so cool. We've just decided, why shouldn't you lay by the pool at the Marriott, Plano, Texas, for an extra day in the middle of January?
That is a great Marriott, actually, yeah.
It's not bad. There's really not a bad Marriott, is there?
In Plano.
No, yeah. You can count on them.
But for the most part, actually, I'm amazed at how many that did go well. But I mean, we've had some reactions that haven't gone well too. I remember like this. Like, so I mean, there's been a couple. My favorite though is when a kid, like somebody had the bright idea to turn this kid's like 4 and turn his room into a beach, like a sand, and the kid just opened the door and yelled, "I hate it!" And I was like, this is going to go great. I could see a jump cut coming already. And so, of course, we never saw that kid's reveal. We just jumped to somebody else who was, excited about their room. But
you hand the kid like a bag of Tootsie Rolls, and he goes, all right. And you just cut that in for his reaction shot. No one knows why it's a different backdrop. His shadow's in a different place from everybody else's in the photo.
Yeah, totally different background. I love these.
Every grain of sand. I love these. You do great work, Ty Pennington, at Ty Pennington on Twitter. Follow him. Let him know you saw him here. I'm sure he'd love it. I've seen episodes of your show that have actually choked me up, like moved me to tears. There's people that are so broke in this country, and it's so horrible. And you have been since I can't say way in front of it, because in the 1800s there's people working on people that needed help. But I would say in this medium of television helping, you're way out in front. You're sort of the tip of the spear of the show, at least. Maybe you're like, I don't want to help these poor people. Let's go up to Valencia, do some McMansions. Come on. You had to have. I don't want to get too jokey because it's serious. It's very serious. Stop it. You're being that way again, bro. How do you find these families? Do they write the show like, please help us, and you pick the story that? I know you do have to make television. I produce television. Right. You do have to make good television. So there are families that don't make the cut.
Well, I think
they might be poor and boring.
Well, in complete honesty, in the beginning of the show, I think we found a lot of families, that were really needy, and they were like, yes, I need help kind of a thing. But I think like any good thing that's out there, and especially in television, what I love about Extreme is that the original idea of the show wasn't even what it evolved into. The original idea of the show was 6 designers and myself are stranded not on an island but in an RV, and we travel around and we try and build a house in a week, and we fight, we argue, it's Survivor that meets Monster House kind of a thing, right? But the show evolved into something that found its own identity, especially when we brought this family back who knew me from Trading Spaces and thought we were probably redoing one room. And what was really interesting about it too is like the bus was parked there because that's where they were making us sleep, right? And then instead, so then I just had the family walk forward and they saw their house, for the first time, and we're like, oh my God, And then someone said, wait a minute, we could just move the bus out of the way.
Move that bus.
And that got caught on. But I guess what I'm trying to get at.
It's a great happy accident that happened.
Happy accident.
That's great.
But what I mean is the show really sort of found its identity, and as it did that, we had people that were really writing in to families who really needed it, who didn't want the attention themselves. And I think that's when the show really found itself, is instead of somebody saying, I need help, it was about a community writing us and saying, look, you guys got to come and help this family. Here's what they do. Here's what they've been through. And completely unselfish with their own needs. And I think that's what was really great, was we were really kind of showcasing people who were already doing great things, but they themselves were going through it, and they needed someone to sort of pay it back. And so that's when it got.
You probably build a little quicker with a little more pep in your step when you know you're doing the Lord's work down there.
Well, I tell you what, man, when you've done things for, let's just say when you realize that you're at the right spot with the right people doing the right thing, it's amazing how many people come out of the woodwork to do that. I've never experienced anything like it again. And especially in television, like, what television, you've been in television. It's not like every day you go home and, man, that was a quality thing we did today, but
yeah, like 10% of the time. That was quality canceled.
But I mean,
that's what we called canceled shows. The quality ones.
But yeah, I mean, even the
critically acclaimed.
So yes, I think one of the best jobs I'm ever going to have in my life, because you get to walk away going, it was entertaining, it was awesome. Creatively as an artist, you did things that really changed people's lives, but you walk away knowing that, like, you started a ball rolling of people doing good things. So can't be that bad.
How do you become a guy like you, become the spokesman for Similac? That was on your Wikipedia page.
One, you have to really love breasts. And that's something that even at an early age I seem to be drawn to.
You seem to like them more. It's almost like you needed them at that age when you were a baby.
Well, I mean,
I've read your file.
Yeah. Well, I still drink a lot of milk too. And maybe it's a Freudian thing, or maybe it's just a physical thing. But well, the beauty of that is I've also got a weakness for single mothers, being raised by one. And I've got a design background. So they wanted me to redesign the package.
Oh, really?
And so I thought, okay, breasts, women, package. It seemed like a good fit.
So my second son was all Similac all the time. So did I make the cut? Those were Ty Pennington cans of powder?
I believe they might have been, yeah. Did you notice the new top on that? The very modern sort of, you could use the top as a measuring device as well.
I don't remember. I don't want to lie to you.
See, that's great product design that you did not pick up on because you were too focused on the breast.
But I eyeball it. I'm a guy. I eyeball it. I'm more of like a chef than a baker. I eyeball it.
Gotcha.
I'm like, this should be enough. And then the kid's like choking back like the material from a caulking gun. Like, And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I put a little too much Similac into this ba. Maybe too many. You must want kids.
Yeah, I had 2 in the van yesterday, but I had to give them back. But yes, I'd like that. I'd like some kids. That would be cool.
Have you ever worked on a house that was haunted?
Oh my God, are you serious?
No, I was just kidding. Let's move on.
No.
No.
Actually, yeah. We were in Maine, and I swear to God,
Lisa, I see you smiling over your texts over there.
But no, I met this ghost. I had to. The guy was.
Whoa. Don't rush over that.
I'm telling you, look it up. Google it.
Ty, I'm
Extreme
Miller
Makeover Home
Fillmore. How are
Edition,
you?
haunted house, and so literally had to
explain Met.
Okay, here's
Hi,
the
how
house
are you?
is haunted. The house is haunted. And,
what town?
It was north of Bangor, Maine.
Which is Canada, I think.
It's close. It's creepy up there. Stephen King lives up there. You get the idea. And so this house, man, like next thing you know, this family has a kid with problems. I think he might have been autistic. And they'd find like these scissors that are like stuck in the floor, but then pointing out like sort of reminders of it's either horrifying or it's reminders don't leave these around. Well, what it was with the ghost of her like great grandfather explaining like your kid's going to get hurt here, and so. It was definitely haunted. And so we were afraid before we started like doing any damage to the house to tear it down that like somebody was going to get injured because of these ghosts. So we brought in a medium, like one of those cats that's like really famous.
Was this all on TV?
Oh yeah. So the first thing that happens, this guy walks in, like this is, of course it's dark. He walks in. It's like, first thing he says is, I'm picking up an older gentleman who seems to be in charge of the house. Polly's grandmother is here. There's also another woman. And then I was like, did he just say Polly's grandmother's on? Yeah, I think that's it. So while we're in the attic, right? So then I'm finally done. I was like, hey, is Polly's grandmother still here? And next thing you know, like, he goes, yes, and she wants Polly to know that she's still not giving him the eggplant Parmesan recipe. And then he starts crying. I'm like, this is crazy. And she goes, oh, by the way, there's a guy here who says he's your grandfather. I said, what? And he goes, yeah, he just wants you to know that they're not all as bad as your real dad. And I was like, okay, can we cut? And I was like,
so I'm
your
like, grandfather.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, by name too. It's like guy by the name of George, and I was like, Big Daddy George, what?
So your dead grandfather tailed you all the way up to Bangor, Maine, just to meet the medium to tell you.
Yeah, what's he doing in Maine?
Was he on my
flight? I mean, it was crazy. Then I started thinking about all the times that I think I'm in private that clearly he's around, and you're like, that's awkward. So yeah. Dude,
You're laying there with stomach pancakes. You think, you know what, George? Why don't you go for a walk around the neighborhood?
so, but yeah, I was like, but in a weird way, I was like, I felt good that someone's looking after you, you know? So yeah.
I've never heard. Yeah, there's a lot of ghost shows on now, but anytime I see you demolishing a house, it is if a house is spooky, like you better get permission.
Here's what's
going to enter your body.
Well, here's what's crazy. So then we're upstairs, right? It gets really cold, freaking out, goosebumps everywhere, and the guy starts going into. Because the medium is translating, of course, you know, and he's like, hey, so...
Because the ghost only speaks Spanish.
I don't know. Well, he's dressed in 1700s.
Mira, ven acá, ¿qué pasó?
Exactly.
He said, hello,
but the guy wants to know that this is when I knew things had taken a turn. He's like, okay, he's going to give you permission to tear down the house, but he wants to make sure that you give his great-granddaughter a really nice kitchen, none of that Formica crap. And I'm like, really? The ghost wants to make sure he gets a solid wooden kitchen. I mean, this is, you know, I'm like, I'll see what I can do.
It's nice that a guy from like 1903 knows Formica.
Exactly.
They shit in the woods, but they got a handle on what they want the backsplash to look like. They literally go outside to drop a deuce, but they're like, "It's a backsplash.
Right.
Can we use tile?
Yeah, is there any way we could get some of that
kind of
new,
shabby chic tile?"
Yeah, granite is really popular right now. We'd love to see some granite in there. What? So yeah, man, that it happens. So
how many? So what about a listener that doesn't believe in ghosts will say like, I don't believe that at all. Because there's a lot of skeptics out there.
I think you need to get the right medium. Because you got the right medium, they are in full-on contact.
Forget the medium. You personally, and even forget that main house.
Sure.
You just swinging a sledgehammer in a house. Have you had experiences where you went, whoa?
Yeah. Yeah, when I realized nobody remembered to check the toilet. And you find...
That must happen a lot, actually. Have you ever gone to an open house and used the bathroom and gone number 2 in the bathroom?
No, but I think we had
I pride myself.
We had a crew member who sort of prided himself in that, which is awkward. But here's the one thing. I've spent the last 12 years sort of telling people, hey, look, we've got it. You know, we're going to send you guys off on vacation, or you're going to go next door and work on your neighbor's house. And then so basically what we do is we clean out your room, but you'd be amazed at what kind of items you find when you clean someone's room out who thought they'd cleaned it well enough.
Yeah. Matt Paxton from Hoarders was on. He's a friend. He's been on a couple times.
Yeah.
And he said Hoarders, for some reason, always dildos. Swear, not making a joke. Hand to God, like there's always like 16 dildos in a hoarder's house. Male, female, old maid, married couple. And he said that's worse than the actual human feces next to the toilet. It's like this dildo's been here for 14 years in a hoarded house.
Well, you know the interesting...
I'll get him on the phone right now.
Well, no, I believe him. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
I've been right there with him. And but the tough part is, okay, for him, it's just getting him out of there. We have to like redo the room and then bring them home, putting all their things back, you know, where we think they would want them.
Has anybody ever come up? Hey, man, where my dildos at, man?
I've definitely had...
Y'all fuck with my dildos. That is not cool, man.
Well,
my husband does not please me.
I would put them on a shelf, like in the back closet, that I know that's not going to be on TV.
Backlit.
So that, yeah, exactly. And then when they come in, you get this reaction of like, oh, you know. So yeah, we'd have fun with it.
I don't know what you would find in my house. You know, probably like old pot that I was like, I thought I got rid of it all, and I would just be like, oh, you know how many times I could have used that container that somebody gave me in Irvine. That's the new thing now when you do stand-up comedy. People like to come to your show and hand you edibles, and you're like, "That's great. I'll just take a stab at this. See how on the drive home. We'll see how it works out.
We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll kick in as it's. Yeah, I'm driving home. Great idea.
What are lights? I'm just sitting there, red, green, yellow. I think the red's up longer than the green. Beep beep. I'm doing an experiment. Drive around. I ate the whole cake. Look, you got to plan for your future. You do financial planning, you get insurance, but to get real peace of mind, you got to make sure your family is legally protected. When Ty Pennington is knocking down houses and lifting the lids off of a roof, Those people have peace of mind. You know why? Because they probably use LegalZoom, affordable legal protection that you can trust. For over 12 years, they've been helping Americans get personalized wills, powers of attorney, living trusts, real estate documents, and more. LegalZoom also helps start and maintain businesses with incorporation and LLC filings, trademarks, and copyrights. Their time-saving device was developed by a team of experienced attorneys, and LegalZoom takes care of you from start to finish. LegalZoom documents have been accepted by courts and government agencies in all 50 states. LegalZoom is not a law firm, but they can connect you to an attorney and provide self-help services at your specific direction. For even more savings, enter Mohr, M-O-H-R, in the referral box at checkout. If you're a parent or entrepreneur, don't wait any longer, you guys. Call or visit LegalZoom.com and protect what's yours. Make sure you put my last name, Mohr, in the referral box. That way I get all the credit. You guys, when you do your show, is it still on? No, now you're a big-time network, but you started on the Learning Channel, right? I was holding my nose. I don't want people to think I was making a funny voice. I'm like, you're on the Learning Channel, right, buddy?
Yeah, the Learning Channel, which was TLC, which was about learning.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah.
Boy, you're fucking sharp as a tack, bro.
I can be.
No, you are. It's like hanging out with a comic. It's like water going downhill. You're very fluid. It's great. Because I wrote, look what I wrote right here. TLC underline. Don't forget to get to that. And then you're like, which used to be about learning. And I'm like, yeah, because now it's about midgets making chocolate all the time. The Littlest Chocolatiers, Little Baby Midget Chocolate Family, Primordial Dwarfs. Like, they're just like us. That's the thing about the learning. Half man, half tree.
I've got a show I'm trying to pitch to the Learning Channel.
The Tallest Chocolatiers.
Well, it's
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Ralph Sampson just making chocolate.
Oh my God, that sounds great.
So I think Ralph Sampson
Or
died.
Honey, what is it?
Honey Boo Boo.
Honey Boo Boo list.
Better recognize.
I mean, maybe I go on the road with her. Just have to complete whatever tasks she has around the house, like
Spam. a lot of eating spam and Taylor ham sandwiches, and a lot of Mountain Dew. I'm guessing in that house.
Oh man,
not a lot.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Do you want to pitch a show to TLC? Now the world's sort of your oyster, right?
No, I'm kidding.
But if you wanted to, they would open the vault for you.
I have no idea.
I do. I know how TV works.
I don't know. Things have changed a lot since I was there.
Like Littlest Chocolatiers. I don't. Look, oh, by the way, I should point out anything we say on this podcast that you want pulled, we pull it out here before you leave on the spot.
Oh, that's good.
So if there's anything that's borderline, and if you guys are like, we should take that out.
Sure.
So
I like to keep any avenue open. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they'd like to change their image and get back to
learning.
Eventually. It is in their title.
Any network that wants to give me a check, I will tell everybody how great they are.
Oh, that's nice.
If I pitch a show like about comics or something to TL, I will be like, of course I want to. You guys are our first choice. Honey Boo Boo, Littlest Chocolatiers, 16 and Pregnant, and Last Comic Standing too.
Well, okay, let me ask you something. Where do you think it's going? If we're already here, where do you think it's going?
Celebrity Finger My Sister. Next up, Florence Henderson has a sister, and you won't believe how many digits she takes. Next, I'm Joey Lawrence. I don't know why I had Joey Lawrence. I think I could have had a better poll for the host. I'm Frank Stallone. That's next. I don't know where it goes, but I will say this about Honey Boo Boo. Everybody smashes them, but I will. I watch for the train wreck factor.
Sure, of course. I mean,
and a train goes through their front yard,
right?
And the mom has sneezing fits, which make me laugh until I fart.
But does she sneeze and then sort of like crap her pants or urinate? Because
I fart.
Oh, okay.
I laugh so hard that I fart when she starts going into those sneezing fits. But the thing with that family, we all like to make fun of this white trash family that has their own language and their feet are dirty and all. But you know what? They're always together. They're always having a great time together. If I could be in a living room with both my sisters and my parents, I'd give a nut. I'm not kidding, Ty. I would give a nut because my parents are in Jersey. My sister, one's in Kentucky, one's in Eastern Pennsylvania. If I could get my family sitting around, maybe we wouldn't play different games than Guess Whose Breath That Is that they played on Honey Boo Boo. But that's an actual game. But if they, is that a fart or is that the trash? But if I could actually get my family together more often, I would do it. So we make fun of Honey Boo Boo, but they're all together, and
This is true.
I've never
This is
seen
true.
I've never seen them upset. They're happy.
Yeah, they seem to be.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because they're on the Learning Channel making $30,000 a week to sit in their living room and eat. You got to swing a hammer. You got to work for a living. And
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I guess sitting and eating's it's not a bad gig. It really isn't. You know, people are entertained by it.
People are way entertained by eating, and the Food Network,
Yeah.
like all this now the shows.
I'm a foodie though. I love the food, man.
Well, you can tell I'm a foodie as well, my friend. I said that like Alec Baldwin.
Do you love pasta?
I love everything. There's not much I don't love, as illustrated by my gut. You're built like a twink. You're like
I've been on amphetamine since I was 6, so it's
oh, literally for ADHD probably.
no, I'm kidding.
No, that's what they give you though.
No, they don't actually.
Ritalin is that's
It's not. It's a stimulant. It's a whole other thing.
amphetamine is a stimulant too.
Well, amphetamine's like they don't use that anymore.
All right, I wasn't trying to make a joke. I was trying to be a serious. That was him telling me to him.
Right.
When you make hand signals, Angie, it freaks out the guest.
But no, I have a high metabolism. You know, some people just have that. I do. It's crazy, but it's going to hit me like in about a year. Just all of a sudden, just like.
How old are you?
48.
Yeah, no, it would have hit you by now, dude.
You think?
I'm 42.
No.
And
Has it hit you yet? I'm kidding.
Angie's doing the insanity workout right now. He's
Are you?
He's to weigh
Are you
600
serious?
pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
He needed a hover around to get around.
No way.
No, I
Stop
just made
it.
that part.
But that'll kill you, man. That stuff that'll make you sweat.
When I have friends that want to quit smoking, I always go, why? Because I see a lot of old people. I'll tell you why.
What is wrong with you people?
No, I'm going to tell you why. I see a lot of old people smoking. I've never seen a fat old guy in my life. I've never seen a 300-pound guy at the old folks' home. But you know what? They all go outside to get the choke back the cigarettes at 90. You ever seen a fat old guy? Old. 80. A fat 80-year-old.
No. I
You
guess
seen
I
an
haven't.
80-year-old smoking?
No.
Of course you have, right? You see him in movies smoking.
Wait, what are you saying? Take up smoking and you'll live
No, I'm
longer?
just saying if you want to quit smoking so bad, I think maybe a better diet and less antibiotics would probably be better for you.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But you did have ADHD as a kid. You were,
Yeah, I was special.
I don't know, I'm not making
No,
jokes.
ADHD, yeah, it's a challenge. Yes.
That is a challenge.
But the fact that I could also, I mean, look, ADHD is like this, trying to have a sentence with you, but then realizing, his T-shirt, and then looking at that for a second, and then coming, and then jumping back to the thing I was talking about earlier, but waiting for a second to be able to get back to that topic, but we won't get to that until I at least finish this sentence. Knowing that in a few seconds, I will have to wrap up that other story. But my point is I'll get to the end of every story, but sometimes you don't. So
it's also called Coke.
Well, could be. I mean, not in my case.
Yeah.
That just makes
Mine
you
either.
emotional and cry. I mean, that's the worst thing on the planet, in my opinion.
But then I definitely had it my whole life. They wanted me to go on Ritalin. I want you to do most of the talking, but I'll just let you know.
Sure.
But I had a guidance counselor put me in wrestling in 7th grade. I had to go to the high school and sign a insurance waiver to wrestle with wrestling high school kids because I was 11.
Well, you're like a biter or something?
No, I was just bananas, like you said.
Right.
But the insurance waiver in case I got hurt because I weighed
got
80
you.
pounds and everybody,
Yeah.
But the theory was he'll be too tired to goof off. And it worked. Somewhat worked, but it's better than going on drugs.
In fact, they didn't give me anything until all the way through grade school. I was on Benadryl. They just made me drowsy to try and slow me down.
Benadryl really is Jägermeister for 5-year-olds.
It really.
I give it to my son just to knock him out. It's great. That should be the commercial for Jägermeister. Just a mom coming back from Chuck E. Cheese with a kid complaining about his problem. I wanted the ring with the ant on it. I wanted the ring with the ant. Drink this. Benadryl for moms.
Yeah, it's funny. You can breathe great, but you're drowsy the entire day. But yes.
You've become a star in a completely unique way. I've interviewed Damien Eccles, who was on death row for 18 years of the West Memphis 3. That's the worst way to get famous, is being wrongly convicted of a crime. You are famous for just rejuvenation and hope and giving life to these families. When people see you, I see it on the show. I can't imagine in real life. When people see you, they must lose their shit. Because there's this aura around you. You're very handsome and you're fun and you're funny, but a visceral memory of you is you turning someone's entire life around.
I get a lot of hugs. Yes, I mean honestly, it's awesome. I cannot. It is. It's really interesting, but I've also been myself. on TV, and like, I mean, clearly I've shed tears.
That's not all an act.
No, man, I can't do that.
I'm kidding. It's
I mean, like,
I didn't think I was being serious.
It's like you just can't really do that. I mean, you're in a real situation. What's really bizarre is that people seem to know your inner you because of that. And so, thank God, I guess I am a decent human because, I mean, that's what they see. And so it is interesting. Like, in South America, like, I guess it's really popular there. Like, I've never been like, people just, I don't know, because it's family oriented, and tell you what, man, you get it's full on. It's hugs and, headlocks. And
I picture you really people, and this is me speaking, not our friend who wants to keep the network doors open. It's me. I picture blacks really losing their shit for you.
Dude,
oh my God. No, no, you are not standing here in front of me. No. Oh my God. You held my lifetime, Pennington. I don't know why Tracy Morgan became the woman.
No, but
Ty Pennington, my biological father. He rebuilt my hip. God damn it.
Well, let's just say I think a lot of people love me. But am I running for like vice president for NAACP? No, not yet. But
Yet.
Not yet.
I like that.
But I'm not throwing my hat out of the ring.
That'd be a big move for them to have a white vice president.
Right?
That'd be a very safe president. Extreme Makeover Home Edition. You can make a lot of money in 2013, Ty, especially if you use eVoice. When your customers call, you have your own toll-free number. Professional greeting dial by name, directory, and more. Don't fast forward. You're going to like the question I asked coming out of this. You'll sound like a Fortune 500 CEO and blow away your competitors. eVoice lets you give out one number that rings wherever you are. The beach, the bar, it doesn't matter. You're going to sound like you're at the office anyway. You got to go to eVoice.com. Use the promo code J-A-Y. eVoice even takes all your voicemails, transcribes them, and sends them to you instantly as a text or email so you can check voicemails before the meeting ends and not look rude. eVoice is only $10 a month. Right now, listeners to my podcast can try eVoice free for 6 months. That's right, 6-month free trial. Support Fake Mustache Studio. Stop what you're doing. Hit pause. Set up your eVoice free trial and see what I'm talking about. Go to eVoice.com, promo code J. That's eVoice.com, promo code J. Or just go to jmohr.com and click the eVoice banner right now. You do a lot of charity work. I know you did a lot of work with autism. What was your entry into that?
Well, honestly, we've worked with so many different charities, and so it really is based upon.
But not you specifically. You on your website, it's a whole thing about there's like links.
Yeah,
to all the different charities. So are you now? You are. I guess now you are an actual up and running corporation. Ty Pennington is a business.
Well, I mean, it's a brand, but it's not like
that's what I meant to say. Actually, brand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I design home furnishings like bedding, plates, you name it, for Sears. I've got outdoor furniture line at Sears. I've got an outdoor furniture line at Howard Miller. There's I design fabrics. I mean, it's real, but it's creative things that I love doing that ends up becoming real, tangible things that people can put in their home. So
when you first started taking hammer to nail, if I told you you'd be designing fabrics and home furnishing at Sears, you would tell me that's impossible.
Yeah, I probably would have said that. But I mean, because honestly, it's like something, one could only sort of in the back of your mind just imagine, like, is that even possible?
Right.
Because, like, I went to art school for those very things. And so it's like, wow.
Has anyone done it? Bob Vila, I guess, did it before you, sort of. It was that's much more stayed buttoned down. I guess he's the Jack LaLanne of what you do. He had stuff. Did he? So who else does it? Who else fixes things and has their own product lines?
Well, I don't know. I think as far as males go, that sort of do that, I may be sort of, one of few. Because, I mean, there's a lot of, I think...
We don't want to say their names on this podcast because we want people to go to Sears and buy Pennington styling.
Check out my Mayfield line. It's pretty awesome.
What is a Mayfield?
Well, Mayfield, I did this
Curtis?
line. Yeah. It's actually play all that. It's play Superfly when you're listening to it.
Nice.
Outside with the wicker. It's but no, I it's a great looking line. So, but no, I love doing it, man. I love I honestly do. People ask me like, so what's your thing that helps you relax? And honestly, I dig the process of starting something and then going through the sketches and design and then finishing something. So
which doesn't play to your ADHD. That's a very structured situation.
But it takes the structure to get it done that plays along with that.
So it's like knowing the rules and being able to break them.
Right. Also being on that spinning wheel where you've got such a quick turnaround of deadlines, it's the greatest thing for ADHD person because they know they've only got so many hours to get it done. But the more you can push back your deadline and change it, the less things you're going to, So, yeah, it's like I need that sort of like I need the deadline because otherwise it won't get done.
Are you afraid of snakes?
Only in my bed.
Well, all right. So then no.
Yeah, no,
if somebody came in here with a boa around their neck.
No, boas don't bother me. But, a cobra, a death adler, something like that, yes.
Crikey.
But
do you think when you die it'll be tool related? Like the crocodile hunter was fucking with that stingray and it shot him in the ball bag. He's like, oh, I'm going to see this stingray. Oh, but he was underwater, so he didn't really say anything. You just see the stingray say, fuck off, leave us alone.
I have something funny.
Crocodiles everywhere we go.
I've thought of that. Like, what would be the worst way for me to go, right? And honestly, this almost happened to me in New York City. You guys have been in New York City, right? You're walking around with your headphones on, and you're not looking where you're going. You can get taken out by a bus like that.
By a bike. You get taken out by a Chinese guy.
But think about this.
Food.
What would the headline say if I got taken out by a bus?
Ty Pennington, moron. How's that? If you don't see a goddamn bus coming, I don't care what you're listening to. Curtis Mayfield thinking about the new wicker designs from Mayfield. It's the 11 bus, Ty. It's 5th Avenue. You got to come because last I checked, you got to step off a curb to get hit by a bus. Unless the bus comes up on the sidewalk.
There's more than one time that I've been like, oh my God, just step back. Tell you.
So what's your headline in your head?
Well, clearly, I don't even have to say it. Right. Move that. You see what I'm saying? Like, to be taken out that way, it'd be like, wow.
I like that the bus driver's a big mama got it on. She goes, oh, no, I didn't. I was just going to write you, Ty Pennington. When you meet people just like at a dinner party or like at a barbecue someplace, everyone's always got to go, because I wanted to do this at my house tonight, but I can't. Or you couldn't, actually. One of us couldn't do it tonight. And I was like, oh, my wife and I laying in bed, and we're going, we want to blow out the master bedroom. And we literally said, if he comes here, it'd be great because we could finally have a guy ball, like not like 3 minutes tops, push this wall out this. It'll cost you ballpark around that. That's all I needed to know. That's got to happen to you every single hour of every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely get like, well, I get the people like sort of, showing off what they've done, and then what would you do here? What do you think?
That's worse.
Oh yeah, well, it can be because you have to say, oh, that's wonderful, that's great. Oh, you used
paisley curtains.
Yeah.
That'll come back.
No, I don't mind the advice. I actually have pretty good answers. But there's a similar story. I don't have the time for it. But back before I got in television, I was doing that sort of. Rebuilding and constructing. There's this one guy who said, yeah, be sure to be here on Saturday to rip this roof off. And
what's a roof?
A roof. The roof off. We're going to replace the roof because we had to do it with good weather.
You said roof. Just
of course I did. And
I'm having too much fun.
And the guy was trying to rebuild his relationship with his wife, and it's like 7 a.m., which is early, and we're like on a Saturday. We start cracking back the roof, peeling back pull back the roof, and all of a sudden, he had not told his wife that we were coming. And I was like, dude, you said 7 a.m. Saturday. And then I saw it all go down. That was the end of that relationship. And I was like, yeah. So when people go into remodeling their home, you got to remember to just move out of the house while it happens. Cause it just, it's not good for
Marriott in Plano, bro. See what I do?
Exactly.
Making little circles.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I name my next special, Angie. I figured it out. I'm called Circles, I think.
You should put it on TLC, Little Circles.
Little circles making chocolate. That's the name of my new special. Itty bitty circle people making chocolate that are half tree that redneckignize. Why does every guest hold in their laugh? The listeners might think everyone's having a way better time. Everyone's instinct is to cover their mouth. I don't want to laugh into the mic. That would be rude.
I love it. But see, I'll end up, farting.
Home Makeover, Extreme Makeover, Home Edition. It's on ABC?
Yes, ABC. But if you go to CMT, they usually play it back to back all day.
CMT. I like CMT.
Yeah. I think it's a great network.
You know what? I'm not making a joke. It's going to sound like I'm making a joke. My night, yeah, that's all I got tonight. I'm good. I've been watching Bang to Bang because that's all I do. I got like 3 hours with which that's my time after, getting up with a baby, radio show, me and my wife playing with the baby. And then you put the baby down at like 7:30 and you go, all it is, ooh, TiVo. Like I used to be about like booze. I used to be like, oh, what do we got? Ooh, mini fridge. What do we got? Ooh, Dos Equis, get out of here. Well, yeah, we're gonna have a little Mexican party.
And now it's TV.
What's on the TiVo?
Right,
Gigolos.
Right. Oh yeah,
we got Gigolos on.
Awesome show.
Gigolos and Russell Brand. We got TiVo'd, and now that I know CMT is doing Extreme Makeover Home Edition over.
And if you ever get tired of my voice, I can call. I'll just use the megaphone and everything.
I want you to go, Jay. I want you to take two. Have you ever done any narration for anything?
Yeah, I have. Well, I've got a voice that seems to be. It has a calming effect. So yeah, I usually do.
People tell you that?
Well, the sound guys fall asleep, so it must be. No, I'm kidding.
Maybe it's because you're ripping lids off of houses at 7 a.m. If you got Kraken at 10, you'd have a nice bright bushy-tailed.
I do a lot of VOs. Yeah, I do a lot of. I'm going from here to go do one.
What's the VO for?
I don't know yet. That's why I like to go in blind.
You don't know what it's
I like to go in blind.
It's a business decision.
I know, but sometimes it's best
for a product?
No, hopefully it's for like.
What if you go in there and it's like, cancer. You need cancer. I'm Ty Pennington, and I would like to talk to you.
That is so wrong on so many levels.
But the fact that you don't know what it is, what do you mean you don't know? That's not true that you don't know what it is.
True, I do know what it is, but
I called your bullshit on it, Ty.
I don't want to prep too much is what I'm saying.
I'm not asking you to prep. If you tell me what it is.
It's for characters. It's for animated characters.
Oh, like actual?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Is it a cartoon? Oh, you did say animated.
I did.
This is fun.
I love me some animation.
What do you want to? And I'm being completely serious. Have I said that 4 times?
I don't know.
You know what it is? Because we're breaking ball. It's like hanging out with a comic that when I have something that's business, I want you to know that I want you to get your plugs out.
Right.
Like what do you want to promote the most from this appearance? Your website is good. People need to get these home furnishings at Sears. You haven't explained.
Well, actually,
the Mayfield
honestly, there is a really cool thing coming up in New York that I'm going to New York for. It's there's a Craftsman event that's coming up. What is it? It's in. Anyway, it's the 1st of May. But oh yeah, I'm on HLN. You guys haven't heard of that about American Journey? Have you guys seen this?
That's the one with Nancy Grace and Melendez.
Nancy Grace is on that channel.
And what's Jane Melendez at the bottom of the screen says issues. You're like, wow. She talks about all the issues.
But it's a great gig.
I watch a lot of HLN, bro.
Yeah, HLN's good.
It's 205 on my DirecTV right before SportsCenter.
Nice.
See? 206.
And why do you choose HLN? Because they're
headline news.
Exactly. They're a decent news network.
Oh, okay. I got scared like I was going to mess it up. But I actually
they're sort of not this way or that way. They're just.
I like when Nancy Grace, and we're going to talk about your show. What's the name of your show on HLN?
American Journey. It's on Saturdays.
It's on Saturdays. What time?
Like 8. Yeah, check your local listings.
They gave you a cushy time slot over there. Jeez, it's not like that. You on after reruns of fucking 1992 Cubs games? Like, what? Why? Like, there wasn't room on the HLN schedule to give you a Thursday?
Man, you had to say Cubs, too. That is so... Oh, man, that's hard.
But why? Saturday at 8 at night?
Well, yeah.
If you say morning, I'm dropping the mic.
Hey, you got to remember, TLC, we came on at Saturdays. And it,
HLN, tell me the name. I'm writing it down.
American Journey.
Say I have HD, or whatever it's called.
Your HD, your heavy-duty HD.
American Journey, Headline News Network, Saturdays at 8. Now, Ty Pennington's Twitter address is a very simple, @Ty, T-Y, Pennington. Some prick had Jay Mohr, so I had to go Jay Mohr 37.
I know the same thing. I flew to China to punch a guy in the face, and he finally released it.
Yeah, that's what I had to do to get to 37.
Right.
He said, no releasey.
Well, you know what's funny, too? I
already have the big mama got it all bus driver. I should lay off the race.
Well, you know what's funny, too? Because, in Instagram and all this stuff, too, right? You come in the game a little bit late, and you're like, oh, by the way, I want to get Instagram. I just want to use my name. They're like, well, somebody else already has your name. And then you think you're pompous. You're like, well, look, maybe I should just ask this person to, let that, because, whatever. And they're like, you're not the only person on the planet named And so I'm like, there's another person named. So I was like, oh, right. So I'll have to be the Ty Pennington.
But you don't think somebody squatted Ty Pennington?
Of course
they
probably
did.
happened, of course, but
American Journey on Headline News. This is actually the best time slot in all of television.
it sure is.
8 o'clock Saturday on Headline News. And that's right between the Kaylee Anthony story
Yes.
and Mother May I Sleep with Danger.
Do you think she'll be dateable, like, after the jury thing's
What do you
over?
mean after?
You think? Because that's just awesome. I mean, are you
I
working?
have a friend of mine's on the radio show, Opie and Anthony in New York. Anthony from Opie and Anthony are like, this guy would date this chick right now. Like, he'd have her move in right now, no questions there. With the back knee. Remember that one photo of her in jail and her back was just covered in acne from the stress of jail? But Anthony Cumia from Opie and Anthony right now would wrap that up and put a ring on it.
Wow. Man, that's somebody who really
Hates kids.
just, yeah.
Said Jay Mohr to an appalled Ty Pennington.